Hello everyone and welcome back to my F1 2020 career mode. Here was Haas F1 team. So here we are for the Dutch Grand Prix coming up. If you missed the Vietnamese Grand Prix, then go check that one out. So we have plenty of upgrades coming in for the Dutch Grand Prix, all four, and hope that we might jump Alfa Romeo back in the R&D chart with the upgrades that are coming in. So we're just gonna advance through to the Dutch Grand Prix and oh no, already two not so good informations or messages that both the upgrades that we try to get in after the race weekend in the Netherlands have failed, the one on the chassis side and the one on the aerodynamic side. Oh, that is not good news for us. Both the upgrades failed and we don't have enough R&D points to get that upgrade back in. So we're going to move forward and hope the last two upgrades actually happen. And we're just going to see. Yes, the aerodynamic one came through. And the chassis one, no, the one on the engine side also went through. So the final two updates thankfully went through, but the one on the chassis and aerodynamic side didn't. But I think maybe we have enough R&D points to try to get those back. Yes, we do for the chassis side. Get that one back, and aerodynamic side too. So then, yeah, here we go. Just check the final tire allocation that's correct and jump into the race weekend in the Netherlands. So here we are then, we've started qualifying, we've started our first flying lap in this qualifying session for the Dutch Grand Prix in 2020. So we run down, open DRS, into the first corner, get the break point right, turn in, accelerate early. Then we have this fast chicane here at the Zandvoort circuit. I actually really enjoy this circuit. It's really fun to drive, has a nice flow in it. But I've noticed in free practice that the tires overheat really quickly, so that's gonna be maybe a slight issue for the race. But we'll see. I think we've got the setup perfectly, so we'll see if that helps. But now here on our first flying lap of the qualifying session, as we're gonna jump to the end of the lap, the nice banking final corner, open DRS, run towards the line, and it's going to be P7 behind Lance Stroll and 5/10 off our teammate. Oh, that's not good. So we're just gonna check how we've ranked up. Yeah, we're quite far down. So we're gonna start a second flying lap, and by that time we're down in P18. But as you can see, the sun has come out. The sun is shining now. So maybe that's a good indicator that this qualifying session is gonna end up well. So we are currently green, as you can see on the top right. So we are currently faster than our fastest time in qualifying, and I've actually tried something to go a bit wider out at turn 4 and see if that helps, and it actually helped. So we are still green. So we improved in the first two sectors. You can see on the top right, both of the sectors green, both improvements. We get on the curb, or on the gravel actually, and lose a lot of time. As you can see now, we go red. So I've decided to come into the pits because there's no way I was going to improve that lap time. And here then, just checking again, we're still in P18. Our teammate Romain Grosjean in P14, quite a big gap to him. So we're just gonna fast forward the time and go for a final run in this qualifying session to improve the P18. So here then for our final run of the qualifying session, 30 seconds to go. We cross the line, I think, as the last car. Into turn 1, brake, turn in, try to get on the power early without the back end slipping away. Now into this nice flow. Trying maybe to go a bit wider out at this banked corner. Get on the power early. We are currently faster than our fastest time qualifying. We're green, as you can see in the top right. So we're still here in the first sector, P18 still. So Russell Latifi not improved, so that's good news at least. And now, but we've improved in our first sector, but second sector was really terrible. So as you can see, we're currently between red and green, but we're still red, so we're not probably not going to improve our time. Let's see, just run to the line. What's it going to be? So P18 in the end for us. Hamilton secures pole position in front of Valtteri Bottas and Max Verstappen. The two to Ferrari is great again, and Alexander Albon P6. Stroll rounds out the top 10. Our teammate Romain Grosjean P15. We are on P18. Let's go into the race.
It was 35 years ago that the late great Niki Lauda took his 25th and final Grand Prix win here at Zandvoort. He came from 10th on the grid to beat his McLaren teammate Alain Prost by just 0.2 of a second. Well, Zandvoort is a very different circuit today, of course, but still one with an incredible legacy. And we're going to add to that. Welcome along to the 2020 Dutch Grand Prix. 4 lefts and 10 rights make up the 14 corners of the narrow and demanding Zandvoort circuit, with plenty of peaks and valleys over the course of a 2.6-mile lap, which will demand absolute concentration from our drivers here today. Alongside me to discuss all the action today is Anthony Davidson. And thanks for joining us, Ant. And tell me, you were down in the pit lane earlier. How do you think the track conditions are today?
Well, it's looking a bit cold out there, if I'm honest. These tyres have quite a narrow operating window in terms of the temperatures they need to extract the best grip. So with a cold track surface, it's going to be harder to keep those temperatures up, which will lead to lower grip and maybe more mistakes.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, and it's Valtteri Bottas that completes the front row. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Verstappen, Leclerc, Sebastian Vettel and Albon, Perez, Sainz, Ocon and Lance Stroll, Norris, Ricciardo, Daniel Kvyat and Gasly, Grosjean, Giovinazzi, Kimi Raikkonen and the captain, Latifi and George Russell ends our grid lineup. Now, it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track.
So here we are then on the grid for the Dutch Grand Prix. It's a bit cloudy today, so not the sunshine we had in qualifying. Just checking to get the right fuel on board and strategy before we go into the race. So building up the revs now before we wait for 5 red lights. It's lights out and away we go. We've got a good start. We already overtook Kimi Raikkonen. There's Antonio Giovinazzi and our teammate Romain Grosjean just in front of us. We get sandwiched a bit. Oh, we've hit Pierre Gasly with our front right tire, but no damage for us, thankfully. You can see on the top warning collision with Gasly. As we try to brake a bit earlier because everything is bunched up, we're going to try to go round the outside of Pierre Gasly. This helps with the bank corner, but we can't really get ahead. We have to stick behind Pierre Gasly, who is in P15. We are in P16 currently. Trying to take a bit easier on this first lap because the cars are bunched up. You never know what's going to happen. You might have to hit the brakes suddenly. So just navigating the car through the corners. But maybe we see the opportunity, maybe go round the outside of Pierre Gasly. No, maybe on this next turn, round the outside. We're going to try and have a look, but no, it doesn't really work. But we're going to go into the slipstream of Pierre Gasly, slipstream him, and go to the inside and dive down the inside of Pierre Gasly. Can we make the move stick? Yes, up into P15. What a move past Pierre Gasly on lap 1 into P15. And now we have our teammate Romain Grosjean right in front of us. As he battles with car in front, I think it's Kvyat and Daniel Ricciardo, but we get a great exit out of the final corner. We are just behind our teammate Romain Grosjean on his gearbox, and we're slipstreaming him. Gonna go to the outside of Romain Grosjean. Can we outbrake him and go around the outside? Maybe also around the outside of Kvyat. Daniel Ricciardo locks up. Can we make the move stick again around the outside of Daniel Kvyat? Yes, we can. Up into P13, past Romain Grosjean and Kvyat into turn 1. And we are up into P13 behind Daniel Ricciardo as we get a slight tank slapper out of turn 3 or 4, out of the banked corner anyway. But here we are as we go a bit wide, so maybe Kvyat's gonna try and dive down the inside, but no, that would have been a bit too optimistic of him. So yeah, lap 2, P13 for us. Great stuff, great first lap again, as always, from P18 to P13. So then here we jump onto lap 6 because nothing really happened until then. But then Roman Grosjean actually overtook Kvyat and got back up towards us. And he's now behind us and has DRS on us. So we have to make sure we stay in front of him. He was too far away to attack us. But the pace of the Renault and the McLaren, so the cars in front of Ricardo, Sainz, and I think it's Esteban Ocon. The pace of these cars are just too quick, and the cars are just too quick. And here, like Haas, AlphaTauri, and Alfa Romeo, we have like always our own battle behind. Sadly, not in the points, but you know that's how it is. Still great fun battling behind, but I'm going to try maybe in the next few races to, or over the season, make the car better to maybe fight for some points at the end of the season. But we'll see. Maybe something will happen. Miracles could happen, you know. Safety cars, crashes, you never know. But we have to concentrate now to keep in front of Grosjean because he's going to have DRS on this back straight. And we're going to cover the inside so he doesn't think of making a move to the inside and he doesn't go to the outside too. So we are still in front of Roman Grosjean here in lap 7 of the Dutch Grand Prix. Race 3 of the 2020 season. As you go through the final 2 corners now, get on the power, full throttle now until turn 1. Roman Grosjean has the DRS on us, but he's gaining on us, but he's not gaining enough to make a move, so he still sticks behind us, which is good. And lap 8, I can feel the tires going off a bit now. I said in qualifying, the tire temperatures get really hot really quick here, so it's hard to keep the tires in a right temperature window, which makes the car slide a bit more. But currently it's not too bad, but I can feel the tire wear kicking in. So then at the end of lap 8, I actually saw that my team wanted to pick me on lap 10 onto hard tires, so I told them no. We're going to the medium tires, and I'm going to tell them that I want to box in this lap, because that was actually the strategy planned. If you remember on the grid before, so lap 9 actually should have been my planned pit stop. But the team, I don't know for what reason, changed it, but I told them to change it back. So then lap 9 now, but before we go into the pits, we still have to try to keep in front of our teammate Roman Grosjean, who has a great run on us now, on this back straight, who has DRS still on us, keeping in the DRS zone behind us all the time. As we go a bit wide, that might give Roman Grosjean an opportunity to push him wide a bit, try to push him out of the track so he can't make a move. Yes, we keep in front of Roman Grosjean. And now coming to the pits for one and only pit stop of this Dutch Grand Prix. Try to get the car slowed down in time for the pit lane. So Daniel Kvyat and George Russell behind us coming with us. So hopefully this pit stop's a bit faster than the last two. Yeah, that was a bit better. 2.8, not as bad as I think Vietnam was pretty bad with 3.2, 3.3. Oh, slide out of the pit lane. Oh, that wasn't that good. We crossed the line in the pit lane, but thankfully no penalty for us. But the car just slided around so much. I didn't expect that at all. So then here we are, end of lap 10 onto lap 11. We're going to see who pitted, and there you can see on the right, Daniel Kvyat, no, Pierre Gasly is right behind us, but oh, thankfully he has a good distance towards us. I think it's now almost 2 seconds, 1.9, yeah, 2 seconds behind us now. So the undercut worked actually. We keep in front of Gasly and Kvyat quite comfortably actually, and now we'll see where our teammate is as we jump to the beginning of lap 10. As you can see on the bottom left, there he is, our teammate Roman Grosjean, right behind us, coming out of the pits. But we also have a really good distance to him. I think Pierre Gasly might also have overtook Roman Grosjean, our teammate. So it worked perfectly, pitting earlier than all the other cars around me. So now from lap 12 onto lap 13, Gasly is in our DRS, but we have yellow flags behind us. I don't know for what. I don't know for what the yellow flags are there yet. But still yellow flags again. There must be some issue with the car behind us. Maybe we'll get a message anytime soon as we lock up into the next corner. Yes, George Russell is out of the session. Will this be a safe car? No. And we jump to the middle part of lap 13, and Gasly has a great run on us. We're going to cover the inside, but he might going to try around the outside, break into the next corner. Yes, we keep in front of Pierre Gasly. Wow, but that was close. As we get on the curb awkwardly, which unsettles the car a bit, we don't get the perfect speed out of that corner, and Gasly's going to probably have a great run on us, because this long straight. The DRS zone is actually not that long, but the straight is really, really long. But you can pull away really, really good out of the last corner. The yellow flag, oh no, the yellow flags are still for George Russell. But you can pull away really good out of the last corner, which is actually quite good. So the car behind you can't, either if he's like, he has to be like right on your gearbox to make a move into turn 1. But if he's like 2-3 tenths away, there's no way he's gonna catch you up into turn 1. So we still stay ahead of Pierre Gasly. There's 5 laps to go in this Grand Prix. But Pierre Gasly is pressurizing us really, really hard. It's gonna be really hard to stay in front of him. But we'll see what we can do. As we lock up into the next corner, that's not good. But we actually backed up Pierre Gasly a bit there. And I think the tire temperatures are going high again, so this car is, I can feel the car getting a bit more slidey, so it's sliding around a bit more. But we still have it under control, so tire wear is kicking in a bit, but not yet too much really. So yeah, into the final 2 corners, try to nail it, get the power early, try not to get too much onto the curb because that's going to slow you down. And this is what I said, you can pull away really, really nicely out of that last corner. But Pierre Gasly is closer now to us, but I don't think he's close enough to make a move. No, he's not close enough to make a move into turn 1. We keep ahead of Pierre Gasly in P13, but he's really pressurizing us now. He's really going for it now. 4 more laps to go in this Grand Prix. But now he's really up our gearbox. 2 tenths behind us, Pierre Gasly, and he's gaining. He's gaining even more. He's gonna try to make a move around the outside of this corner. No, he backs out of it. Oh, for a moment I thought he's gonna try to make a move around the outside of that corner. Oh, that would not have ended well. I can tell you that. Thankfully he backed out of that move. Because I already saw a crash coming there. But oh, we go a bit deep. That's gonna allow Pierre Gasly maybe get a good run on us. He's gonna have DRS. We're side to side now. Down the next straight. But we keep ahead of Pierre Gasly into the braking zone, try to brake a bit later, but he brakes it and tries to go around the outside. We give him enough space to work with, but we stay ahead of Pierre Gasly. Wow. Yeah, now he's really, really right on our heels, right on our toes. But we're keeping up with him, we're staying in front of him. Tires are still fine now, actually. So yeah, 3 more laps to go. Hope to stay in front of Pierre Gasly. He's not close enough now to make a move into turn 1 as we lock up. But that didn't cost us too much time. And Romain Grosjean actually caught up now, and he's also right behind Pierre Gasly now. So this could turn into a 3-way fight for P13 in the end. We'll see, we'll see. As we jump to the end of lap 16 through the chicane, we got on the curb awkwardly, and oh, the backhand steps out a bit. That might give Pierre Gasly the chance to get close to us. He's 2 tenths behind us now, right behind us, but we're going to try to get this good acceleration through this last corner and pull away a bit maybe. But he has the DRS, he's gaining on us, but not enough again, as always, into turn 1. He just has the speed to keep up with us and try to make the move, so he's too far away there. So 1.5 more laps to go in this Grand Prix as we lock up again into the next turn. And now he's really right behind us. Is he gonna try to make a move again into the next corner? He's right behind. He's gonna go to the outside. No, he's decided not to go for it again, thankfully. Because as I said before, I don't think if he's gonna try to make. Oh no, we've hit the breaking point board, however you call it. But Pierre Gasly is now right next to us as we try to push him a bit wide to stay in front. But now Romain Grosjean, I think Danny Kvyat is right behind us too. Pierre Gasly has the DRS. But he's not close enough to make a move into this next chicane. But obviously we have the long straight there now, but as we know, it's pretty hard to make a move there. So we keep in front of Pierre Gasly. And we've actually pulled away a bit now through this next few corners. So he's 4 tenths behind us now, so he won't make a move into turn 1. But now, lap 18 again, he's really right behind us at the same place. He tried to make a move at the same place 3 times. Or at least thought about making a move, but thankfully all of the 3 times didn't make the move there. But then, oh, we lock up into the next turn. Now the tire wear is really kicking in. I can tell you, the car is sliding around really, really hard. And it's hard to control the car and take control of the car. So this is going to be one of the last chances for Pierre Gasly to make a move. He's going to try to make a move around the outside. We battle him into the next turn, but we still stay ahead. Great stuff from us. So now into these final few corners of this great Dutch Grand Prix with great fights with Pierre Gasly, and at the beginning with our teammate Romain Grosjean, the moves we made. So a really fun Dutch Grand Prix, which is going to end in P13.
Alright, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
What a great race then, and what a magnificent victory here at the Dutch Grand Prix. And talk to me, what do you think it was that sealed the win for them?
Well, this was a real team victory. They put together a solid strategy today that appeared well suited to the conditions out on track. The driver did everything that was expected of them in the moment to really execute the team's plan to perfection. A shining example of how F1 really is a team sport.
After an excellent performance at the Grand Prix, I'm sure there'll be plenty of celebrations tonight amongst the Mercedes team, and they certainly deserve it. Let's have a quick look at how the driver standings have changed. Lewis Hamilton takes
So,
the lead at the
P13 in the end for us. Lewis Hamilton wins in front of Max Verstappen, Valtteri Bottas, and the Ferraris. Great result for them again. Carlos Sainz rounds out the top 10. We are in P13. Our teammate Romain Grosjean in P15. Still no points for us, but a really fun race it was. So Lewis Hamilton leads the championship in front of Valtteri Bottas and Max Verstappen. Sebastian Vettel in a strong P4 and Lando Norris in P6. Constructors Red Bull and Ferrari have actually gained a bit and are in P3 now of the championship. We are still in P8. So that was it, the Dutch Grand Prix. Great race. Fun battles out there. It was really fun to drive. Sadly no points, but we've gained some R&D points with which we're going to make an upgrade on the aerodynamic side, which is going to be ready for the next race, which is going to be in Canada. So all 3 upgrades for the next race should be ready for the next race in Canada. I really hope the next race in Canada is going to be as good as this one, or if not better, maybe with some points. And if you enjoyed this episode, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe for weekly Formula 1 content and for more episodes of my F1 2020 career mode with Haas F1 team. So thank you very much for watching, and see you soon. Goodbye.